Zolder in inclement weather conditions here for round 4 of the 2024 TCR Europe racing season. There's been a small delay to proceedings courtesy of a support race accident, but we will be going very, very soon indeed. First and foremost, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to the broadcast. If you're watching on the TCR TV YouTube channel, or if you're watching on TCR Europe Facebook, a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Paul Jeffrey, and once again, I am delighted to welcome the man, the myth, the legend, touring car's greatest star is the one and only local hero, Kobe Powles.
Thank you for such a warm welcome. Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to today. Reverse grid always is loads of action, so I can't wait to see what the 14 laps ahead of us will bring.
Absolutely, it's going to be great, and we were speaking briefly off air about the anticipation we both have for this race. It's touring cars, it's a reverse grid, there's no follow-on race. This is the last time they're going to need these cars for a while. Usually, that means more than the fair share of drama.
Yeah, for sure it does, and today we just had a bit of a raindrop this morning, so the track is still particularly wet on some places. When I look out of the commentary box on the inside, it's still wet, so the pole man might have a slight disadvantage.
Absolutely, and that's something we really do need to take into account. Yesterday was the warmest weather conditions all weekend for our opening race of the weekend. Maybe an hour, I think it's fair to say, after the checkered flag fell. Torrential, biblical downpour. The circuit was flooded, the paddock was flooded. We had more than our fair share of difficulty getting out, trying to find an exit that wasn't underwater. And then we've had a little bit of rain this morning as well. It's dry now, but this changes everything for these drivers, doesn't it? And makes overtaking even more difficult.
Yeah, it surely does. The track condition will be completely different from what they have been experiencing yesterday during the race. It's super wet this morning, it's been drying out, the track will still be very cold, so the tires will take a lot of time to get into a right tire temperature window. That's why we see them also going through the pit lane to get a second tire warm-up lap, to just try and get some heat into them, which is very difficult in those conditions.
I want to talk to you about this actually, Kobe, because obviously you raced in TCR Europe last season with us. What do you have to do as a driver to get heat and to condition these tyres? Why is it valuable to do a second lap, but then you're still going to be stationary on the grid? So what benefit does that bring?
It's just to get the tyres as high as you can up to temperature right now, because when they are on the grid, the mechanics will put the car up in the air, change the front to the rear and the rears to the front, because the rear tyres are really difficult to get any temperature in them. And when they change them, the tyres which are now on the rear will go to the front, which is a lot easier to get temperature in. So while they do the formation lap to go to the starting grid when the lights go out, they have good temperature in the rear, good temperature in the front, and they're ready to smash it.
Now, the majority, I would imagine, of the people watching this broadcast at home have never raced a TCR touring car before. Sadly, neither have I. And seeing as I've let you in the commentary box, when's my turn to go in your race car? But how much does the balance change over a stint? We talk about the tyres having no grip at the start of the race. Try and give us a little bit more indication. What does no grip mean? Does it mean you turn and you go straight on and you crash? Or how different is it between good grip conditions and cold tyre wet that we've got now?
When we talk about grip or no grip in TCR, we mainly talk about the rear. You will have a very loose rear, which you will easily lose on entry, while you then have to counter steer and adapt your plan for the corner you have in mind. So when we have that case, you need to counter steer. You really need to fight with the car. You need to control it, apply again some throttle to get the front again in when you have corrected it, which is very difficult. And in that case, you will heat up the front tires, but they will become too hot very soon, which will then create understeer.
So, with this in mind, the changing weather conditions, the lack of relative grip, the reverse grid that we'll talk about in a few moments' time, for you, knowing these drivers as well as you do, who are you looking at closely for this race to make inroads to the front of the field?
Well, I think Giovanni Scamardi is someone who can do a good race here. Yesterday, after he made a pit stop, I checked his lap times. He was very fast. I think he's quite local to the track as well, so he will have the local track advantage, especially in these conditions, because I'm sure none of the drivers have experienced these conditions on this track before, while Giovanni is maybe the only one who might have done so. So I think he might have a small advantage over here. But of course, I'm looking now to Fernandez, Davidovski, Montenegro, Ruben Volt and Nico Baldan, who are starting on on the drier side of the grid, which will of course be a huge advantage for them going into the first corner, having started on the dry line, and obviously, hopefully for them, getting a better launch.
So, for the benefit of the folks at home, then yesterday we had our first race of the weekend, round 3 TCR Europe. As you mentioned, Giovanni Scamardi, if you look at the timesheets and you look at the finishing order, he was last. The reason was, had a tyre issue, came into the pits, made a pit stop, came back out in front of Franco Girolami a lap down. Girolami being one of the front runners in this championship, Scamardi gapped Girolami by several seconds by the end of the race. So we know he's got that race pace, don't we? We know that that car is relatively good over the course of a stint. This could be a big opportunity for the Belgian driver. Plenty of experience here, not in front-wheel drive machinery though. Is that, I mean, you don't really care about that one. You had no experience and came in and absolutely obliterated everybody. That shouldn't hold him back too much, should it?
No, for sure not. And I'm sure he really is desperate to get a good result here. Home race, of course, he goes later to Spa, but when you can get a podium here in Zolder, why not? You will take it with both hands. So I'm sure he's ready to give it everything, even though the conditions are changing every lap. Because the track will be drying out a lot. The drivers will still have to be very focused. Even if they have a big gap to the cars behind, it's very easy in those conditions to make a mistake. So no time to rest, only flat out.
Absolutely, and that's exactly why we love touring car racing. Now, before we get onto the grid and have a look at who's where starting this race, pretty obvious question for you, Kobe, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Tyres. This is going to be a slick tyres all round race in these conditions, one assumes?
Yes, for sure. We have seen the support race just in front of TCR Europe. The dry tyres were definitely a quicker one, so all drivers will 100% sure have 4 slicks bolted on.
Excellent. So that will mean drama, and a little bit more drama indeed for everybody watching at home. So don't go anywhere, folks. We will be going racing in a few minutes' time. Before we do, though, let's have a quick look at the starting lineup for this race. Top 10 reverse grid from Q2 yesterday. That means ALM Motorsport have pole position. Levente Lasonche, the young Hungarian driver, starts from the front of the grid. The Honda has been, let's quote, suboptimal off of the line this season. Be interesting to see if Lasonche can hang on. He's got a fellow Honda driver, but for GOAT Racing, alongside Felipe Fernandez. You see him on your screen there, the white car with the blue flashings. Giovanni Scamardi, the man that we have just been speaking about, the Belgian driver for SP Competition, he starts in 3rd place. The teammate to that car is, of course, Aurelien Comte, our championship leader, who's already won a race this season. So that car is quick, the team is quick. Victor Davidovsky finished 5th yesterday, just behind his teammate, starts 4th today for Monlau Motorsports. Alongside him, it is Victor Anderson in the MAGP, the bright orange Lincoln Co that you see on your screen in the background there. In 7th position is Franco Girolami, race winner already this season, one of the favourites for the championship and the 2022 TCR Europe champion. He's got Ruben Volt for company. Ruben, the young Estonian driver for ALM Motorsport. We spoke about it, Kobe and I, in yesterday's broadcast. You saw it on your screen. Ruben Volt takes brave pills for breakfast, dinner and tea. He knows how to overtake. Mark my words, keep your eye on that car. Aurelien Comte starts from 9th position alongside race 1 winner Nico Baldan in 10th. In 11th is Ruben Fernandez for GOAT Racing. And then our new driver for this weekend, Santiago Concepcion, another GOAT Racing driver, lines up in 12th position. And Kobe, the way it works in qualifying, the top 12 go through to Q2, and then we reverse the top 10 of Q2. How painful is it to qualify 11th and start 11th at both races? So near, yet so far. In particular, Ruben Fernandez on this occasion.
I'm very happy that I never have been in this situation. So I don't know how it feels, but I can assure you you will feel very gutted. Yeah. And I can fully understand Ruben Fernandez, who is now twice starting a P11, missing out on the reverse grid pole. That must be a very, very, very sad moment for him. But I'm sure he will, during the race, give all and try to get as far up into the front as he can. But I'm very happy. I've never been in that position. But I really hope for all the drivers they have a good race. and we will have some crazy action.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we will. I mentioned it briefly on that grid rundown. Ruben Volt, 8th position. We saw a fantastic overtake on Franco Girolami yesterday. Ruben on the gravel as he was making his way past. We know that the ALM car is fast. The Honda is fast. Not great off a line, but fast when it gets going. Ruben's going to be a one to watch, isn't he, from 8th position on the grid?
Yeah, for sure. Yesterday he did a brave move into T2, T3, T4, T5. Then he finally made it stick, so that he has been alongside Franco for 3 corners. Just side-by-side racing, close racing, small contact. It's normal in TCR. And then into the chicane, he got the move done. So this really shows that TCR is great racing to be able to carry side-by-side for 3 corners and have some great overtakes. This is what we like. And I'm sure Ruben, starting in P8, he got a podium yesterday, but I'm pretty sure he wants another one today.
I think if you race a TCR car and you come back in the pit lane with mirrors, then you're not racing hard enough, are you?
Last year, I still had all my mirrors after all races.
Oh,
so
come on, Kobe, that's not good enough. Must try harder on that one. It's because you're at the front. You don't need to go side by side when you're leading. But Ruben, again, as we said, that overtake, 3-4 corners, he was side by side, a couple of wheels on the gravel as well, but kept the foot absolutely planted. What was your take on that move? We were impressed at the time, but is that controlled aggression, or is that lick the stamp and send it?
No, I think it's controlled aggression. He managed it perfectly. He took his time. He has been following Franco for quite a few laps, and he just waited until the best opportunity came in front of him, and he didn't have to take twice to take it. And I must say, very well done to him to make the move stick, especially going wide into the gravel on the exit of T4 and still be able to outbrake him into T5 is very good job from him. Very impressive, and this really shows he has a lot of trust in this Honda.
Yeah, fantastic stuff, and of course that helped Ruben Volt no end when it comes to the championship standings as well. You get points in races, you get points in qualification too, and that has helped Aurelien Comte become our championship leader heading into this second and final race of the weekend. I'm just going to bring up those championship standings now to explain it to you before we go racing. Aurelien Comte, 122 points ahead of Franco Girolami on 116. Nico Baldan, with his first race victory and his first pole and his first fastest lap yesterday, moves to third in the standings, 105 points to his name. And then Ruben Volt, nightmare in Vallelunga, but he scored 30 points in the race, 5 in qualifying. That moves him up into 7th place. Talking of championship standings, Kobe Powells, you're obviously fought for the championship all year, last year in TCR Europe. Put yourself in the shoes of Franco Girolami now. Starting quite far down the order, lost a few points to Aurelien Comte. What's kind of, on an aggression level 1 to 10, how's Franco's mind going to be coming into this one if you were in his position?
I would not be too aggressive. He had a pretty difficult qualifying, but on the other hand, this gives him 2 places advantage to start in front of his main title rival, Aurelien Comte, who will be starting in P9. So Franco moves up 2 positions straight away from the start, if you can say it like this. He has got a small advantage, so he doesn't need to take too much risk right now. He just needs to get his head down, make sure he has a clean race, and try to get steady to the front without too much risk.
That sounds like a commentator's curse in waiting, does that one. And finally, speaking of waiting, big apologies from us all for the delay to the start of proceedings here today. You can see now the grid is clearing, so the formation lap will begin. A little bit of repair work by the marshals here at Zolder to the trackside barriers, courtesy of a last lap accident in the previous race. So big shout out to all the marshals around the Zolder circuit doing exceptional work. As always, without the Orange Army that you see there, we wouldn't be able to go motor racing. So a big thank you to everybody at Zolder and to marshals throughout the world for the incredible work you do to get us on track and keep us racing safely. And speaking of which, the new Cupra safety car heads away from the line, and Kobe Powell's formation lap time, getting ready to go racing at last.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and already looking to Giovanni. He is really eager to start racing. He had a lot of wheel spin coming out of his grid box, so this really shows he's ready for the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Giovanni Scamardi looking for his best result in TCR Europe. He's brand new into the world of TCR Europe. In fact, is Scamardi. This is just his 5th race start. So Giovanni Scamardi, he showed the pace yesterday, did not get the result, of course, courtesy of having to head down pit road but big things are expected from the Belgian driver on home soil here in Zolder. Formation lap then, Kobe Powles. What are the drivers looking to do at this stage before they circle back round to the grid for the start?
As you see, they are weaving. This is just to get the tires up to temperature, have a feel of where the grip is, especially in those conditions. You need to see where the grip is. You need to feel it as well. On this formation lap, you're looking, okay, on the right is dry, on the left there is a wet patch. This I need to avoid in the first lap. To drive over there, then I'm sure I will lock my wheel, so I will not do that. Check the curbs, if there's some debris somewhere. Check if the tire stacks are still in the same position as yesterday. They can move a few centimeters, but all those details are very important.
Now, my favourite trick in sim racing is to drag the brake a little bit on the formation lap, get some heat into the brakes, let that go through to the rims and the tyres. Has that got any value in a TCR car as well?
Yes, for sure. Mainly, if not all of the drivers will have their left foot slightly on the brake for most of the formation lap, just to get the brakes as well, and do a good operating window to make sure when they arrive into T1 they have the brakes they need to attack or defend from behind.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, we know how difficult it is to pass in Zolder. We know the level of this field is incredibly high, making it all the more difficult again. T1, the opening lap, that's where the big opportunities sit for these drivers to make cheap overtakes.
For sure. T1, the pack is really close and the track will get drier every lap. So it will become more predictable for the drivers, while in the beginning of the race they will really have to feel the grip. We will see some different lines, I assume, from a few drivers to try and find some more grip on a different line, which will therefore create opportunities for the rest.
Now, I was watching, it was much wetter than it is now, a support race a couple of hours ago. Turn 1, the outside line is incredibly grippy. One of the old DTM cars passed 4 cars around the outside. These drivers have got the experience of these conditions, but how risky is it to be on the outside line into T1? Is that something we're going to see, do you think, in a few moments?
I'm sure we will see. Obviously, the inside line is always the safest one, but maybe in some occasions with less reward. While the outside, it takes a lot of stress for the driver to make sure he gets the right move done. And on the other hand, you can really make the wrong decision to go onto the outside and lose a lot of more positions. But when it turns out well, you will gain a few positions, and this is what you really need in a 14-lap sprint race.
Yep, so here we go then, as you say, Kobe Powell, 14 laps ahead of us. We can add an additional 3 laps if we go on a safety car conditions. Let's hope we can avoid that one. A safety car has been out on all the support races thus far, so there is a trend there. But do not go anywhere. Get comfortable, get your drinks ready. We're about to go motor racing for the second and final time this weekend. The cars line up on the grid then. TCR Europe 2024, round 4, here at the Zolder circuit. The 5-second board is up. The lights are about to go out, and we will be racing in a few moments' time. Levente Lasonche from pole position gets a dreadful start. Giovanni Scamardi immediately to the inside. Felipe Fernandez has an early race lead. There's Franco Girolami looking one way and then the other. Around the outside, though, Victor Davidovski from Monlau Motorsports. Can he make the move on the Honda for 3rd position? And up front as well, very, very close.
It is indeed very, very close. Giovanni had a great start, and now he's already even on the attack of Felipe Fernandez.
Fantastic stuff, Giovanni Scamardi. Kobe Powell said it at the beginning. He was hungry for the move, and now he looks to the inside. Scamardi looks for the race lead. Can he find a way past Fernandez? Not on this occasion. Felipe Fernandez, by the skin of his teeth, holds on to this race lead. Davidovski looking to the outside of Levente Lasonche as well. Lasonche, though, has that line covered, as you were. 1, 2 and 3, currently led by Fernandez. Scamardi in 2nd position, and Lasonche getting hungry in 3rd.
They are all very hungry. They're really eager to get the positions up as much as they can in the opening lap, while Giovanni goes on the outside of the 2nd chicane. Now it has the inside and he makes the move stick. The Belgian leads the race.
Absolutely beautiful. Lasonche tries to buy it there. Fernandez makes contact with Davidovski. Secondary contact as well. In fact, it's actually Girolami, not Davidovski. I can't quite see on my screen, but contact nevertheless. Giovanni Scamardi now is our new race leader from Levente Lasonche. Then one of the Monlau cars in 3rd position. Fernandez did well to hold on to that one.
Yeah, and while Victor was rejoining the track, he pushed out Aurelien Comte out wide, and he is now in last position, so the championship leader is in big drama.
Massive dramas here then at the Zolder circuit. We see a few cars fanning out in the background as well. There is Victor Anderson on the outside line. Anderson just about holds on to that position. Crossing the line then, Giovanni Scamardi is our race leader from Levante Lasonche. In third position, Franco Girolami, just as Kobe Powell suggested, stay out of trouble. That's exactly what he has done. There is Fernandez, there is Davidovski, the two cars that came together on the opening lap, thankfully. Both are still on the racetrack, but as you say, Aurelien Comte, all the way down in 11th position, will be furious at the way his opening lap unfolded.
Yeah, he really will be. But he has already got past Ruben Fernandez again, so he is now right behind Nicola Baldon, the race winner of yesterday. Yesterday, they both were working together. They drove a great race. They followed each other, did not attack, and just created a gap to the cars behind. And now I will be very interesting to see if they will work together again and try to move up together as a group.
Yep, absolutely. Some big tactics need to be unfolded there between Baldan and, as you say, Fernandez as well. The front of the field, though, Giovanni Scamardi still holding on from Levante Lasonche. Lasonche, poor start off of the line, but he's recovered in over melee sideways from the Hungarian driver. Good catch by Levante Lasonche further down the running order. That is Davidovski. There is Ruben Volt as well, trying desperately to buy into this one. Ruben Volt, 6th position after the opening couple of laps.
Yeah, he is in 6th, but he already got the fastest Sector 1 so far in the race, so he's really wanting to overtake Victor Davidovski, who is right in front of him. But as we know, Victor, a very, very good racing. He has a lot of experience in TCR, and he will for sure know how to position his car to keep the Estonian behind.
Absolutely, Victor Davidovski, 66 race starts in TCR Europe, by far and away the most experienced driver on the grid. Plays Giovanni Scamardi, who's only had a handful of starts. This is round number 5 that he's taken part in, so Scamardi doing great work at the front of the field. There is Davidovski just going through our screen. There is Fernandez as well, a little bit of smoke coming up from underside of the car. No harm, no foul on this occasion, but Fernandez will need to be on his tippy toes to hold off Victor Davidovski behind.
Yeah, and Giovanni Scamardi is doing a great job. He has just put the fastest lap of the race, 6/10 faster than Levante Lasonche, who is in P2. And of course, Franco Girolami, who will be absolutely delighted as it stands like this, as he will take back the championship lead.
Yeah, absolutely. When you were racing, did you have a lot of communication with the team during the race? Will they have radioed Franco to tell him that Aurelien Comte is so far down the order, or is it just focus on the job?
Now he needs to focus on the job. He will try to manage the gap to the cars behind, and if possible, to catch the leaders. If not, he will have to settle for P3, and then the team will for sure communicate over the radio. He needs to stay calm, take the points, as Aurelien is in the back of the field.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget that Franco Girolami carrying 40 kilos of compensation weight in the car, so the heaviest car on the grid thus far. However, Girolami, we saw in race 1, didn't affect him in the opening portion of the race, but he did start to feel that weight towards the end of this session. Let's see what he can do in this one, though, as Lasonche still trying to close that 1.3 tenths of a second gap to Giovanni Scamardi at the front of the field.
Yeah, and Victor Anderson in the Sol Lincoln Co on the grid is having a tough race so far. He needs to keep up Montenegro behind, while Baldan had to defend for Aurelien Comte, but nothing changed there.
Yeah, big defensive action there for Nico Baldan in the Baldan group by ComTU Racing Audi. A flash of the lights from Aurelien Comte as well in the background. The Frenchman very, very keen to get past his Italian rival. Comte and Baldan, 2 of the 3 drivers firmly at the sharp end of the championship standings after the first 3 races of the season. At the front of the field, though, Giovanni Scamardi still taking a race lead. Last time around, a 1 minute 39.325, a tenth of a second, 2/10 of a second slower than Lasonche, who started to find a bit of mojo in that Honda.
Yeah, maybe Giovanni really wanted to push, get a little bit of a gap to Levante, but he has maybe pushed his tire slightly too much, and Levante get more about his tire life, and we will see during the next couple of laps what both drivers will do from lap times.
Yeah, both drivers looking for their first win in TCR Europe, their first win in touring cars as well. Levante Lasonche mired in misfortune in 2023. We know the Hungarian driver's got the pace, but he never quite had the opportunity to put a full weekend together. This could be putting that ghost to rest for the ALM Motorsport driver if things progress as they do. While those 2 cars are racing up front, though, Franco Girolami is dropping yet further away. There you can see the gap on your screen. Girolami not in a target position to have a pass, as again Nico Baldan defensive, again Aurelien Comte hungry to find a way past the Audi.
Yeah, it seems like Aurelien Comte has slightly more pace than the race winner from yesterday, but of course, to get in front, you need to be aggressive, but how aggressive can he be? He is currently in the lead of the championship. Can he afford to make any mistakes, to take too much risk and lose everything?
That's the big question that we're looking forward to seeing unfold now as we look at Victor Davidovski still as one with Fernandez. Fernandez in the GOAT Racing Honda, Davidovski in the Monlau Motorsport Cupra behind. The new Cupra, of course, great to see the VZ racing in TCR Europe. It's been an incredibly competitive car, Kobe, but coming into this weekend, it has had a 10mm rise of the ride height. And that's going to make a big difference to the performance, isn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It has a performance on top speed, on turning, on car behavior in general. So both of the teams who are running the Cupra is of course Monlau and SP competition. They will be having to throughout the weekend have to find a different setup of the car as the minimum height has gone up by 10mm. So they needed to find a good setup, which they seemingly did for both Aurelien Comte, Giovanni Scamari, Franco Girolami and Victor Davidovski. They all seem to have a good feeling on that car.
Yep, absolutely. In particular, that man, Giovanni Scamari, still our race leader. Converted an exceptional start into a pass into the race lead and he's never looked back since. You can see there is Levente Lesonche in the Honda, slowly but surely closing that gap down. However, we've only got 10 laps to go. Time is running out. Aurelien Comte again has a nibble at the back of Nico Baldan. Again, the experienced Italian driver has the line covered. No room yet. And look at Victor Davidovski, Kobe. Davidovski had a little look to the rear of Fernandez's car. Not quite got the opportunity yet, but Davidovski looks like a man on the move.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Montenegro made the move stick on Victor Anderson. We didn't see it on our screen, but I really want to see that move again, because I'm sure on this track, overtaking is very difficult, and it would have been a beautiful overtake.
And of course, Montenegro is the 2023 TCR South America champion. Very, very fast young Argentinian driver. As there we see that what's happening there, that is Nico Baldan, Victor Anderson as one as well. So Anderson in some kind of drama. Baldan was looking to the inside. The orange Lincoln Co had the outside line, keeps the position, but it certainly looks like Victor Anderson is suffering now somewhat in pace.
Yeah, he really does, but he just kept in front of Nico Baldan, which he will be happy of, because every point counts in TCR Europe. They are very expensive, if I can say it like that. They are very valuable in the end of the championship, so he really hopes that Victor Anderson can hold on to the P8.
Yeah, Victor obviously finished 6th in round 3 yesterday. Competitive drive from the Swedish driver. Great to see. A little bit of good fortune coming his way, and they're making it through to the checkered flag without any kind of dramas. But Anderson, as you can see, 8th position at this moment in time, 0.3 of a second from Nico Baldan behind. So Baldan attacking the car in front, defending from Aurelien Comte behind. Uncomfortable position for the Italian driver Baldan to find himself in at this stage.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Levente has already gained 4/10 alone in this lap on Giovanni Scamari, so he is not giving up yet. He really wants that first victory in TCR Europe, and I really can't wait to see the fight unfold between the first two leaders.
Yeah, really good stuff from Levente Lesonche. He's pulling Franco Girolami along with him as well, so it looked like a Giovanni Scamari benefit at the front of the field, but that's becoming a three-way fight for the race victory, as we see now flashing through our screens. That is Fernandez still just in front of the chasing pack, headed by Victor Davidovski. Ruben Volt in 6th, just behind him. And that's the battle pack I'm interested in, though we're not quite looking at it yet, is Nico Baldan closing on Victor Anderson.
Yeah, closing, but overtaking is very difficult. So when he gets the move done, he needs to close the gap down to Montenegro, who is also having a great race so far after he got past Victor Anderson with a PB. Coming up just the last time round, so he will be glad he made the overtake. And Aurelien Comte and Nico Baldan are now in a fight while they overtook Victor Anderson. Aurelien Comte defends, and Baldan couldn't make the move stick.
Yes, Baldan will be grateful for that one. Anderson loses another position to Fernandez as well, so the MAGP Lincoln Co. struggling a little bit at this point in time, just behind Victor Anderson as well. Ruben Fernandez wants to buy into this particular fight, but the big noise from that move is the change of position between Baldan and Aurelien Comte. Comte was desperate to find a way past the Italian driver. We've not seen it on screen, but he has made that move. Aurelien Comte, from one of his main championship rivals, takes the position away, and that's a big, big, big move for the French driver.
Yeah, it's been a great lap so far for Aurelien Comte, overtaking 2 cars, including his championship rival. He will be very satisfied with that, and now he has got a clear track ahead of him, tried to catch up to Montenegro, but only 7 laps remaining. Will it be enough?
And Giovanni Scamardi has some kind of drama. Levente Lesonche takes over the race lead. Franco Girolami into second position. We don't know what happened, but it was a very slow launch from the final turn to Giovanni Scamardi. A little mistake there for Franco Girolami as well. Almost opened the door back up again, but the Argentinian driver has the inside line. Girolami closes the door firmly to the Belgian behind, but a big change at the front of the field.
Yeah, it really was. We haven't seen the move, but Giovanni will be desperate to get in front of Franco Girolami again, get the second place, and hopefully for him, catch back up to Levente and get his first victory. But Levente Lesonche, first victory of TCR Europe, is only 7 laps away. Will he give this one?
Oh, Scamardi contact! Contact between himself and Franco Girolami. Scamardi was very late on the brakes. A little bit of a tap to the rear of Girolami. Girolami holds the car. Remember, Giovanni Scamardi, teammate of championship rival Aurelien Comte, so he needs to be cleaner than clean in this race. Little bit of contact, no harm, no foul, but that has broken the challenge of Giovanni Scamardi somewhat, and now he's fallen into the clutches of Felipe Fernandez. You can't blink for a minute, Kobe Powell, because things are changing second by second.
This is pure TCR racing. You can't... Oh! Victor Davidovski makes contact with Giovanni Scamardi and they're both out into the gravel. Will this be a safety car? And will this be a dramatic end of the race?
Yeah, that is a massive contact. Davidovski thought he was racing at Spa for a moment, completely forgot the corner. Contact between himself and Scamardi. Sadly, both of those cars are in the gravel. Did they make it through the gravel and back onto the track? That's the big question. We'll not know until the timing screen updates itself. Felipe Fernandez, rat-a-tat-tat, onto the door of Ruben Volt. Ruben Volt, though, he's not scared. I'm having that inside line. I'm having that position, Sunshine, thank you very much. Felipe Fernandez on the outside. Felipe Fernandez into the gravel. Ruben Volt says no thank you. Get back behind Sunshine. Ruben Volt into third position.
This has been a crazy lap we just witnessed. Will this be a safety car? Yes, it is. Safety car is out on track. This will be very crucial for Levente Lesonche to keep up his tires up to the correct temperature. And when the green flag is out again, try and stay in front Franco Girolami and get his first victory.
This is absolutely sensational stuff. We promised you an absolute corker of a race, and that is exactly what we are delivering here and now. The regulations state we can add 3 laps to the race distance for safety car conditions. Obviously, if we go over 3 laps on the safety car, if we go to 4, tough luck, we can only add 3. So we are going to extend the race distance. I still haven't seen yet, Kobe, whether Scamardi and Davidovski got out of the gravel. Does not look like they have. The question is, though, how well embedded are they? And can we get a snatch vehicle on there and move them quick?
Yeah, I really hope we can move them quick because I can't wait for the safety car restart. This will be so good. And I'm pretty sure Aurelien Comte is very happy with the safety car. Now he's got the opportunity to catch back up to the group in front. He doesn't need to close down the gap, and maybe for him this is an opportunity to gain a few more places.
Imagine you're Levente Lesonche. You've just taken the race lead, everything's falling your way, there's a scuffle behind, so you're building a gap, and now we've got a safety car. We've got tyre temperatures and pressures reducing. The car is going to be a nightmare, I would assume, when we go green flag racing. This is going to be the most pressurised Levente Lesonche's found himself in his entire touring car career, surely.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is also the first time Levente Lesonche is leading a safety car procedure. So this will be a huge stress moment for him. How to manage the temperatures, when to go again, how to create a gap to Franco. What if this happens? What I need to do then? I'm sure he will be on the radio asking to his team every information he needs to prepare himself as much as he can to take the lead after the safety car restart.
And I can just imagine in third position, car number 27, Ruben Volt, rubbing his hands together, cartoon bad guy style, rubbing his little moustache like Dick Dastardly, going, an opportunity presents itself, methinks. Ruben Volt, third position, he started down in 8th. We know he's rapid, and we haven't got to do a standing start, so the Honda's not got a problem. This is going to be big chance for Ruben Volt to vault up the finishing order.
Yeah, and he is right behind Franco Girolami. He made the move stick yesterday on Franco from turn 2 onwards till T5. He kept it alongside, so maybe he's looking to replicate that move, what he did yesterday, and snatch even a P2 now.
Absolutely, and I've just been informed actually 2 laps that can be added, not 3, to the safety car. I've got a bit excited, and I want this to stretch out a little bit longer. Will be interesting to know what's happening to Victor Anderson as well. Just before we saw Victor Davidovski's shall we pass, shall we go skating on the grass manoeuvre, Victor Anderson was dropping down the order quite significantly. Car problem, driver error, not quite sure what's happening, but Anderson will be desperate to recover as many of those lost positions as possible, won't he?
Yeah, for sure he will be. His team has been absolutely great. It's a family team. This is what we really love to see. So we really hope that Victor Anderson can make a few more positions up and satisfy himself and as well the whole team who are here to working on the car and supporting him. And in the meantime, we see all drivers zigzagging from left to right to try and keep the tires up to the correct tire temperature.
So we spoke a little bit about what the car feels like in the early running on cold tyres, bad conditions, etc. But now they've had a heat cycle already through them. They've conditioned them coming to the grid. They've done multiple racing laps. How will a car feel when we go green flag again, Kobe? Is it going to be significantly different than the green flag at the start of the race? What the driver's going to be experiencing, do you think?
Well, they still have quite a decent temperature in them, but when they arrive into the first of the big braking zones after the safety car restart, they really have to take care about their braking performance. The braking performance will be less and the tires might lock up easier. So the first half lap, we will see drivers maybe taking it a little bit more easy to not take the risks, but the drivers who feel that the tires are still in the correct operating window, they will have to full attack and maybe try and snatch a few more places if possible.
Yep, absolutely. You can see on your screen that is the very sad-looking Monlau Motorsport Cupra of Victor Davidovsky. Hopefully they can get it towed away very soon indeed, and we can go back to green flag racing. Aurelian Comte is also somewhere, Giovanni Scamardi is also stationary, I think, on the racetrack. Yes, he is. We don't see him on screen, so hopefully the fellow Cupra has been cleared away as well. And that's a real shame for Davidovsky. That was a, let's be generous, late manoeuvre. What do you think happened there? A bit of caught out with the weather?
Yeah, I think he wanted to move up the inside and make an overtake, but then we see, of course, on the left side on our screen, it's still a little bit damp on the inside, so might have locked up a wheel on the inside, which made the car not stop in time anymore and hit Giovanni, which is, of course, a huge shame.
And anybody who's done any racing for themselves, doesn't have to be at this level, could be in a go-kart, could be in a club racing car, you know how super slippery off of the racing line it is in these conditions. It is declared a wet track, there is no rain falling, but it's that horrible, I hate these conditions, the greasy. It's not raining, it's just greasy, it's intermittent grip, and it's so easy to make those kind of mistakes, isn't it?
It is really easy to make those kind of mistakes, and I'm sure Victor will be very sad about what happened, and it's part of racing. You need to accept it and reset your mind going into the next round in Salzburg Ring. Of course, the team has got a few weeks time to repair the car, have a good check on the car that everything is fine and ready to go again.
Yeah, it's a real shame for Victor. He was showing good pace at that stage. He was very much in contention with this little gaggle of cars squabbling for the bottom step of the podium, third, fourth, fifth position. So real shame for Davidovsky. Real shame for Giovanni Scamardi as well. Led the race in the early stages. Regardless of the fact his race is over and done with, for Scamardi, got to be a massive confidence boost. So early into his touring car career to have been leading a race and on merit as well.
Yeah, it must be a huge confidence boost knowing that his pace in the first few laps of the race has been so good. He has been leading. He was in a comfortable podium position just before the accident happened. But of course, it's a really big shame to see him out of the race and miss out on his potential first podium in TCR Europe on home soil. The home hero could unfortunately not do it, but I really hope he can get a podium better sooner than later.
Yep, absolutely. So the lights are still on the safety car. We're not coming in just yet, but let's take a moment to reflect on the current running positions. We've got 6 laps to go. According to my timing screen, Levente Lasonche is the man that leads the running from Franco Girolami and Ruben Volt. Fourth position is held by Felipe Fernandez from Inacio Montenegro in 5th. Aurelian Comte survived all of the drama and more to be running in 6th. He overtook Nico Baldan just before this safety car intervention. Ruben Fernandez has moved up to 8th ahead of Victor Anderson. Anderson carrying some kind of drama we have yet to determine in 9th place. And then 10th, the last of our running drivers, Santiago Concepcion, currently circulating at the back of the field as he continues his learning journey in touring cars, the young Spanish driver, doing a good job to stay out of trouble at this stage.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. In TCR, it's all about experience. I know how difficult it is to
No,
arrive.
it's not. You came in with no experience and smashed it.
Yeah, but it was still difficult. So I know how difficult it is to come into a TCR championship, and especially a high-level championship like TCR Europe. I know how difficult it is to arrive there and immediately perform at the top. So he just needs to build on his confidence and make his own race happy and make sure he gets to the finish with a good result in the end. Good lap times is what he needs right now to build up his confidence, and maybe we will see him back in Salzburg.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're exactly right. Time on track. You can go in the sim, you can do the training, you can watch the videos, you can even go and do free practice or whatever and testing. But racing laps have got so much more value than any other kind of time behind the wheel, don't they? As a driver in anything, not just touring cars.
Yes, exactly. It's doing a race or doing a race simulation during a track day is day and night. Last year we have been testing on most of the tracks we did, and we always did a race simulation, a race stint, and the car just feels great. And then you do the race itself. A few months later you come to the track, and after 4 laps you start to feel the understeer. In the beginning you have the oversteer, and the changes you do to the car from race 1 to race 2 are always massive, because the car balance changes so much. You have got a lot more pressure now when you're racing yourself. During a test you don't have the pressure from behind, you don't need to defend, you don't need to kill your tires so much in the beginning. So you can't have the experience from racing in TCR Europe just by testing. You cannot. You just need to do the races, get the experience, and you will see it go pretty well after a few races. You will see that the driver progresses, and this is especially what Santiago needs to do now. Just get the experience, and for sure the next few races he will be at the top.
Yep, absolutely. So ticking that box for Santiago, and there he is in the GOAT Racing Honda Civic. Good to see him on our screens, really delivering exactly what he wanted to do coming into this weekend. Of course, his father also races as well, so it's good to see Santiago here in TCR Europe, and hopefully we see him again more than just this Zolder weekend. Lights are still flashing atop of the safety car, so we're not quite in a green flag position just yet. When we are, in fact, as I say that one, it flashes on my screen, safety car in this lap. I've got a feeling we're going to be pulling the pin on some craziness for these last 5 laps.
I can't wait to see the action we will get. Levente will have quite a few moments of stress right now, I assume, but he's got a great car and a great team behind him to tell him what to do. But he has got a hugely experienced Franco Girolami right behind him, so he needs to be very careful on this restart.
Right then, folks. You thought it was dramatic, you thought it was exciting. Well, I know touring car drivers. I've got one sat next to me, funnily enough. You've not seen anything yet. This is 5 laps dashed to the flag. The drivers will be desperate. Levente Lesonche at the front of the field will be desperate to nail their marks into T1 as we come through the final corner. We are green flag racing again here at Circuit Zolder. Levente Lesonche leads the TCR Europe field over the line for the start of this race. Girolami in second, but Lesonche locks up. Lesonche locks up. Does he stay on the racetrack? Aurelian Comte further down, trying to find a way past Montenegro, looks to the outside, and then the inside. Good move from Aurelian Comte, last of the late breakers, gets the job done. And in the front of the field, a change in position.
Yeah, Franco has taken the lead over from Levente Lesonche, but he fights back. Levente back on the inside of Franco Girolami into T4. Franco on the outside. That's how he lost the position yesterday to Ruben Volt. Ruben Volt on the inside. Who will be the later of the breakers into the chicane? Franco Girolami has the inside. Ruben Fernandez on the outside, 3 wide into the chicane. Ruben Volt has the confidence on the brakes, and he moves up into second. Ruben Fernandez goes wide, but Franco stays in third.
Franco Girolami now sporting eyes the size of dustbin lids from that opening few skirmishes. He's into third position. Sorry, he's dropped to third position. Ruben Volt takes the place away. Fernandez had to go the opposite side of the tyre stack, but he survives any kind of further drama. Aurelian Comte a little bit further back as well, has been squabbling for position. Comte, though, still just ahead of Nico Baldan. And this is exactly what championship leaders like Franco Girolami don't need. And this is exactly what Ruben Volt wants. He doesn't care. He's not in the championship contention at this stage. It's all about the here and now, and that was beautiful driving.
It really was, and Levente is back in the lead. He has got a small gap over to Ruben Volt. They are both teammates. Will Ruben try and catch the gap down and overtake him or not, or will he settle for second place and play the team game.
Yep, Levente Lesonche looking for his first win. Ruben Volt looking for his third win. Ruben Volt has the highest win versus start percentage in the field, and he is desperately keen. The damage on Lesonche's car that you see there. Aurelian Comp to the inside of Montenegro. Aurelian Comp gets the job done on this occasion. Montenegro tries to follow him all the way around the outside, runs out of racing room. That is position gained for the French driver. He looks to the inside, and now Nico Baldan's trying to buy into that one as well. Nico Baldan, the Italian driver for the Baldan group by Come to You Audi, can't quite find a way past. To the outside is Fernandez, to the inside is Baldan. Baldan gets the position, and Victor Anderson tries to buy in as well.
Yeah, it will be good to see if Victor Anderson can make this mistake. This will give him a confidence boost, and if he does so, he maybe can start to overtake Nico Baldan.
Yeah, and there is Concepcion saying he's going to have a nice easy race, decides he wants to get involved too, backs out of it though. Good driving from the Spanish driver. Better to survive than to put the car into the barrier at this stage. Ruben Volt though at the front of the field, he doesn't care if that's his teammate, he fancies this position just behind Franco Girolami. Grateful to have not got wrapped up in anybody else's incident. And then Aurelian Comte, caution to the wind, the French driver. Good stuff up there in fifth.
Yeah, Aurelian Comte made a great move into turn one on Montenegro, and he's already been very rapid so far this lap, as he's right on the tail of Felipe Fernandez, who has to defend from Aurelian Comte behind, but in the meantime he wants to overtake Franco Girolami in front.
I make absolutely no apologies for the fact that I constantly tell everybody I adore touring car racing, and this is exactly why. Fantastic stuff from the entirety of the field. Clean, fair and hard racing throughout. Currently though, Levente Lesonche is the man at the front of the field as he crosses the line to start the 15th of 16 laps here at the Circuit Zolder low track. Just behind, Fernandez runs a little bit deep into the corner, holds onto the line, but Aurelian Comte fancies another position, fancies helping himself at the top of the championship standings by being just one place behind main rival Franco Girolami.
Yeah, he really wants to get in front of Ruben Fernandez, but Ruben Fernandez is on the attack of Franco Girolami. A bit of smoke coming out of the back of Fernandez's car, but no harms whatsoever. And now he is in the slipstream. Franco on the defensive slightly. He looks to the inside, but he cannot make the move stick and has to keep it in fourth place.
Looks like Felipe Fernandez has that new button on the steering wheel, enable smokescreen for the attacking car behind, but hopefully that's no sign of further problems as Fernandez still continues to battle onwards, looking at Franco Girolami ahead, looking at Aurelian Comte behind. A few locked tyres into the chicane. Nico Baldan was keen on locking a wheel into that corner last time, and there is Nico Baldan trying to find a way past Ignacio Montenegro ahead. Baldan still squabbling with the ALM Motorsport Honda.
Yeah, I have the feeling Nicola has a slight pace advantage over Montenegro, but it's only one lap remaining after this one, so he will not give this one up while we see fights going on for P3 and P6 in the grid.
Folks at home, if you're sitting down and watching this one as Concepcion goes onto the grass and allows Victor Anderson past, if you're sitting down and watching this one, I implore you to stand for the final lap, because there will be fireworks, I am almost certain. At the front of the field, Lesonche doing all he can to build a gap to Ruben Volt, but Girolami under massive pressure from Felipe Fernandez and Aurelian Comte behind.
Levente Lesonche is... Oh, Aurelian Comte makes the move stick. Can he keep it on the inside? He will be on the outside for T2, but maybe he can try to do the switchback on the exit. Felipe Fernandez, sorry, is of course hugely experienced, but Aurelian Comte can't make the move stick, unfortunately for him.
Nice bit of driving there by the French driver. Difficult place to pass his T1, but Aurelian Comte is making that very much his own over the course of this round 4, the second race of the weekend. Here at Circuit Zolder for TCR Europe. Comte, though, goes a little bit wide onto the grass. That's not going to help any forward momentum for the French driver. Montenegro, though, not close enough on this occasion to take advantage, as smokescreen again deployed by Fernandez ahead, and it's just enough to hold the gap for now.
Yeah, the top 5 has been spread out a little bit, so Levente Lesonche is less than 2 kilometers away from his first TCR Europe victory. I know him very well. I've raced against him in karting back in the years. He's been a good friend of mine, and I really hope he can take this victory. He really deserves it, but of course Ruben Volt wants to get that first place as well.
Yep, really good stuff. Why is it only 16 laps? Let's put another 10 onto it, because this has been an absolute cracker. But we're looking now at our race-leading group of cars coming through the hairpin onto the acceleration at the front of the field. Levente Lesonche is leading again for the final few corners. Can the Hungarian driver hold on from teammate Ruben Fernandez. Franco Girolami too far away to really affect the results. And there is Levente Lesonche. Here is the checkered flag. Levente Lesonche takes his very first win in TCR Europe in an absolutely commanding performance at the front of the field. The Hungarian driver had all of the pressure on his shoulders and he delivered in the best way possible.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He stayed calm after the safety car restart and he has taken his first victory. Look at that. The two ALM Honda Motorsport cars, 1 and 2, they have done a great job, this team, and I'm sure they will be delighted. They had a difficult weekend in Vallelunga, but they really turned it around with a double podium for Ruben Volt this weekend, and Levente scoring his first victory in TCR Europe. I must say, very, very well done to the team.
Yep, sensational stuff from ALM Motorsport. Really, really well-run outfit. We saw them last season. They've come on strong this year, though. And Levente Lesonche, one of the nicest fellas you could wish to meet. There we go. There's the 3 ALM cars in formation, celebrating with their young teammate taking his very first victory, and well deserved. Lots and lots of pressure. Safety car restart. Lost the lead, don't forget, to Franco Girolami, and decided, nope, having that one back. This is mine today. Everything that you could have thrown at him, we did, and he came out absolutely smelling of roses. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, it has been a great race. A lot of action, really fun to commentate as well for me. And I'm sure the drivers will have loved that one as well. I would have loved to be in that fight as well. But yeah, it was great to watch the action. Really well done. It's been great racing, very dramatic, and this is what we love.
Yeah, really superb stuff. So your provisional results, put my teeth in, Paul. Provisional results then at the checkered flag: Levente Lesonche from Ruben Volt, ALM Motorsport 1-2. Franco Girolami does wonders for his championship charge. The Monlau Motorsports Cupra driver, bottom step of the podium. Good drive from Felipe Fernandez, was in the heart of many of the battles but held on for 4th position ahead of the hard-charging mover of the race, Aurelien Comte in 5th. Nacio Montenegro, 6th position, another strong, solid result for the ALM driver. Nico Baldan moves up to 7th, having started in 10th position just ahead of Ruben Fernandez. Victor Anderson for MAGP crosses the line in 9th position, and Santiago Concepcion, who was saying, have a clean race. He sort of had a thing about passing Anderson, thought better of it, and he crosses the line in 10th. And Giovanni Scamade and Victor Davidovsky unfortunately came together and ended their race early. They'll both be classified as it did not finish.
Santiago has got a huge potential. In the final lap, after 16 laps of racing, his tires were at the worst condition, and he still managed to do a personal best in the final lap. This shows he has got huge potential for the future.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a racing driver. The last time you go round the lap needs to be the best time you've gone round as you're building and learning. And exactly as you say, Santiago, very, very strong. Under the radar, it has to be said, but a very strong, very professional, very dedicated weekend. And I hope we see more of the young Spanish driver over the course of 2024 and beyond, because as you say, Copa Powell's got plenty of potential, does Santiago. And I'm looking forward to seeing that one be delivered as the weeks and months progress. So our top 3 are lining up into Parc Ferme. The ALM Motorsport crew, there you can see them in the black jackets. Applause for their boys. It's not been a bad day's work, has it, for ALM?
No, they have done a very good job. They have finished P1 and P2 overall, and they have taken the rookie victory with their Argentine driver, Ignacio Montenegro. So I'm pretty sure they will be delighted. And as we see Levente coming into the pits, he will be over the moon.
Yeah, he really will. Massive smiles from the team there. Levente, as I say, really, really nice guy. There's Martin, very happy indeed. Look at that, beautiful scenes. It means the world to these guys. Lesonche's come on in to this team. He's new in to ALM Motorsports. He's settled into the outfit itself very, very well. He's well regarded amongst the engineers and the team and his teammates, quite clearly. And now he's proven it on the racetrack that he is very, very worthy of that beautiful Honda Civic FL5 TCR.
Yeah, he's had a tough season last year. Vallelunga has been up and down for him as well. But to see him winning here in Zolder, taking his first victory, is great. And to see the emotion from him and the team makes it even more special.
Yeah, it really does. And beautiful teamwork as well there. Beautiful team harmony. Going over there, giving him a big hug and a cheer as well. It's really difficult as a driver to watch a teammate take the victory. But it's good, especially when you come in second as Ruben Volt did. But it's great camaraderie between all of the squad there. Big hugs all round. This is a team that's going places, ALM Motorsports. They're a very, very impressive outfit, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They look very professional, and when you look at the results, you can only say they have done a great job. Of course, also hats off to Franco Girolami, who carried the 40 kilo success ballast and still managed to snatch a podium position. Is a really impressive job from him, and I'm sure he will be happy with those championship points. And in the meantime, he is on equal points with Aurelian Comte. This championship fight, I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Absolutely, 146 points each for Girolami and Comte, and then Nico Baldan 123, so he's very firmly in the conversation. Montenegro does well, moves up to 4th in the overall standings, 6 points ahead of his teammate Ruben Volt in 5th, and then Felipe Fernandez under the radar, but a good drive for the Spanish driver. He's now 6th in the championship standings, and we're excited about Gunnar Salzburg Ring. It's a very good overtaking circuit, lots of slipstreaming, lots of high speed, and with championship standings equal at the top. TCR Europe's never been more competitive.
No, it's really competitive out there, and yeah, I can't wait to see how Salzburg Ring will evolve, as we are just about to start the podium ceremony, and Levente Lesonchi in a few moments time will take his first ever first place TCR Europe trophy.
Yeah.
He will be proud.
He really will be, and there is Lesonchi just going up there having a little handshake, little drink of water. Ruben Volt as well, that you can see. Very impressive young man, Ruben Volt. He does very well indeed, thank you very much, to get himself up onto the podium. In fact, that wasn't Lesonchi, it's Franco Girolami, my apologies. I should know because he's not wearing an ALM overalls, but it's been excited, I'm getting carried away. And there is Levente. Shakes of the hand. That's going to feel very nice indeed to be the top step of the podium. In a few moments we'll have the national anthem, the Hungarian national anthem, to celebrate our race winner.
That's been a long time we have heard that one.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to mean the world to Levente when it plays in a few moments' time. Martin gets up there as well to celebrate the win.
Top 3 drivers.
There we go, then I think it's fair to say that Levente Lesonchi may have been holding back a couple of tears there, Kobe. That's how much it means to him.
He looked like,
yeah,
he really looked like, yeah. Very well done to him. He's a good friend of mine. I raced against him in 2017. Super happy to see him win.
Yeah, really, really am. He's a lovely, lovely guy as well. He's always one of the first guys to come and see me in the paddock, say hello, just have a catch-up, not even talking about work, just talking how's life and everything. He really is a genuine fella. Yves Baclan handing out the trophies. There is the 3rd place for Franco Girolami. 2nd place for Ruben Volt. He does have a good race, Ruben. Really good race. And there is the winner's trophy for Levente Lesonchi. And of course, Ignacio Montenegro doesn't look particularly delighted, it has to be said, as the rookie winner. He'll be annoyed to see his ALM Motorsport teammates on the podium and not him.
Yeah, it looked like he had a tough weekend. Although he's still 4th in the championship, I believe. It's still a good position for him. He is still 4th, but he had a tough weekend. It was tough to overtake for him, and I'm sure he wanted more of it, but he will work harder to come back stronger in Salzburg Ring.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll keep pushing. There is the trophy for the winning team. ALM Motorsport becoming somewhat of a powerhouse in the world of TCR touring cars. It has to be said, another very, very competitive weekend. Ignacio Montenegro taking his trophy for the Rookie Cup. Quite a few of those he's collected now, but he'll not be satisfied with that one. He'll want the overall race winners, and I'm sure that will be coming very soon indeed. As our family photograph for the top 3 and our top rookie, and then the champagne will be sprayed. And it's been a great weekend racing, and we do it all again at the Salzburg Ring in not too long at all, the weekend of the 1st and the 2nd of June. We're back, it's been a while since we've been there, and that's another really, really good touring car track.
Yeah, it really is. I've never been there. I've watched some onboards, and it will be great for the racing. High speed, lots of passing opportunities, and I can't wait to see how this high-level field of drivers will cope on that track.
Absolutely not. Looking through the commentary box window, I can see 2 sad-looking touring cars returning of Skamade and Victor Davidovsky. Speaking of returning, I would like you at home to return again to TCR Europe on Facebook and the TCR TV YouTube channel. Weekend of the 1st to the 2nd of the June. Salzburg Ring. We're back in action for rounds 5 and 6 of the 2024 season. Promises to be another spectacular festival of touring car racing. I hope to see you all there again very soon. From myself, Paul Jeffrey, and my good friend, Mr. Kobe Powles, thank you for your time this afternoon. And until next time, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.